You're watching 13 on your side.
And we begin at 5 with the weather. After a heavy snowfall overnight, the temperatures are going to drop.
We could see some of the coldest temperatures so far this winter.
Just how cold is it going to get? 13 on your side. Chief Meteorologist George Lesson starts us off this afternoon. Hi, George.
A lot of snow last night, ended around about 5:30 here in Grand Rapids this morning. Sun came out this afternoon, and over in Unica, there was actually a little snow devil that developed this afternoon with that sunshine and very light winds. That fresh snow cover is going to lead to some very cold temperatures. Here's how much snow fell last night, anywhere between about 4 and 7 inches across the Kent, Ottawa, and Muskegon County areas, a little bit less to the north and west, and more as you got down toward Battle Creek and over toward Marshall. Current temperatures are in the mid and upper teens thanks to that sunshine, but wow, with the clear skies and that fresh light wind and the fresh snow, we're going to drop our temperatures colder than the wind chills right now, which are in the single numbers. We're headed below zero. Our forecast for tonight down to -6 here in Grand Rapids. Nowhere near record lows, but that -6 here in Grand Rapids will be the coldest since way back in 2 years ago, February 1st, 2019, when we hit -2. Now, we normally get about 6 days where it is below zero every single season, so it's been a while since we've seen that. The coldest recent, just the day before in 2019 at -10, and the most recent streak of below zero days, 12 in a row back in 2014-15. That's when we had a lot of frozen pipes, especially up north, and the longest ever, 1993-94, 21 days. That's 3 weeks of below zero lows. But skies have cleared now. Maybe some lake effect flurries up around Oceana and Mason counties overnight, but generally just cold air pouring all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, with record-breaking temperatures all the way down to the south. Right now we're at 17 here in Grand Rapids with single digits off to our west. Wind chills are not bad because the winds are fairly light. They're at least in the single numbers above zero, but it is below zero. That's what it feels like across the northern plains. Tonight down to -6, coldest night since 2019. Some lake effect flurries coming on shore in the afternoon, but look at the overnight lows and the highs. They're starting to moderate as we get into the end of the weekend. We actually might get to freezing on Sunday. We'll tell you when the next impact weather system will come our way a little bit later on. Well, our coldest night in 2 years, mainly because of the clear skies, the fresh snowpack, and fortunately, light winds. So if you've at least covered up your exposed skin, you should not have to wrestle with frostbite because of very little wind. 13 weather ball is red. A little less cold weather ahead, and this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Let's focus on the highs today. We made 19 here in Grand Rapids. The average high is 34. Not going to get that till the end of the weekend. That 19 came within 3 degrees of our forecast high of 17. We've done that 4 days in a row. We've done 11 days in a row where it's been much colder than average since way back on Friday the 5th, and that 11 days in a row is nowhere near a record. The most recent record were 34 days below 32 degrees. That's over a month, folks, back in 1985. The longest back in 1978. We had 47 of those in a row. Last night and this morning's snow has put a dent into our snow deficit. Surplus here in Chicago, Milwaukee, Detroit, and Flint. Deficits from Lansing over toward Muskegon. You're over 3 feet below average, about half of what you should have. Even below average amounts in the UP. 51 inches below, even despite 85.5 inches up at Marquette. Other than that, we're going to drop down to -6 in the morning. That'll be our coldest in over 2 years, but back into the low 20s tomorrow. Morning sunshine, afternoon clouds. It wouldn't be surprised if there's a lake effect flurry by the end of the day. Right now, the lake effect is staying out over Lake Michigan. It may migrate on shore up here in western Oceana and Mason counties overnight, but here we go. You can see a little bit of that light snow perhaps migrating inland during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. And then maybe just a few lake effect snow showers coming up here during the day on Friday after a sunny Thursday. Nothing of real consequence over the next several days. We're going to hold off any kind of precipitation until Sunday night now. Clouds will be clearing on out the early Saturday evening, but for the next weather system, this is 7 a.m. on Sunday. You notice the snow is not here quite during the day, but it will be overnight. And as it departs on Monday now, there might actually be a little bit of a wet component to the end of that. So over the weekend, we will see perhaps late in the weekend about 3 to 4 inches worth of snow. But a couple of lake effect snow flurries not out of the question at the lake here tomorrow. Otherwise, temperatures will recover up into the low and mid 20s. Winds will be blowing offshore most of the day. we will see again some morning sunshine, maybe a few afternoon flurries further to the inland areas. Readings up into the low 20s. That's going to be jumping about 30 to 35 degrees from your overnight lows well below zero. And similar here in the greater Grand Rapids area, the lake effect snow flurries may migrate slowly inland into the afternoon. Other than that, highs tomorrow around 20 to as warm as 23 here in Grand Rapids. 13 on your side forecast. Will stay below freezing, so all the snow that we have will continue to stick around right on through Sunday. And again, Sunday night and Monday morning is when we will see our next impact system. And then all next week, dry weather moving in with some sunshine starting Monday afternoon as skies clear through the following Friday. Temperatures above freezing into the mid and upper 30s. Wouldn't be surprised if we may flirt with a 40 or 2. So maybe we're in the base of the deep freeze right now, guys.
That would be nice.
It'll feel like a heat wave, won't it?
Thank you, George.